What's going on, YouTube? I am Germ here, and today is a very, very big day, an amazing day for all kinds of different Counter-Strike fans. Really, no matter how you're involved in the Counter-Strike community, this should be great, great, great news for you. Whether you're a player, an investor, a collector, somebody who likes watching the esports, whatever, or even an esports player, I guess, pro players. This is awesome. This happened late last night. I'm recording this the morning of November 9th, but this came out, at least for Americans on the East Coast, really late on November 8th, 9:30 p.m. But I was on some goblin mode stuff last night. Even though this came out at 9:30, I still heard how excited people were. I saw the positive community reaction, community sentiment. So I had to hop on and I played, like 3-4 hours till like 1-2 in the morning, something like that. So even though this came out late last night for me, I still have gotten to experience this myself. But still, you don't have to take my word for it. You can just look around the community and see how excited people are for this from Counter-Strike. Release notes for today are up, and we have a ton of stuff we're going to go over in this video because this patch is really, really big. And again, this is really the most positive sentiment that I have seen surrounding Counter-Strike 2 so far. Obviously, the game has had a lackluster release. People haven't loved it. People have had a lot of negative things to say. People have really just been dogpiling and shitting on CS2 since its release. But like I said, this is the most positive sentiment around the game that I have seen so far. So, in these release notes, some of the most important things here at the top: gameplay. The visual and audio feedback from sub-tick input, such as movement acceleration and muzzle flashes, will now always render on the next frame. Now, if you're like me and you're not smart enough to even understand what exactly that means, or you don't care enough to try and figure out what that means, that's fine. We're going to get into it. We're going to look at some clips, but pretty much what people are saying so far and what the goal of this is to make some of that input lag or that lagginess feeling of CS2 that we've had so far in the game is to try and fix some of that. And so far, people are saying the game feels way smoother. The game feels way more how it should. Now, I still think the game is not in a perfect state. Like I said, I played a bunch of games last night. I played for like 4 or 5 hours. Still died behind walls a couple times where I felt like I shouldn't have. There is still some issues with the sub-tick and all that different stuff going on. The game is not fixed. It's not totally perfect just yet, but people are saying this is helping the sprays, this is helping opping feel better, this is helping a lot of different things feel better, and we'll look at some clips. Like I said, random numbers used for shooting spread are now synchronized between client and servers by default. Cool. This makes tracers and decals match their server authoritative trajectories more closely. Great. Fix a bug where pressing the movement key immediately after jumping resulted in inconsistent jump height. That sounds annoying. Some of the cool matchmaking changes: parties of 4 are now able to queue for premiere mode, which I think should be a thing. I get it. 4 stacks, they can be toxic. They can bully the one person. They can control and take over the game, whatever. You should have behavioral systems in the game that is able to discipline people that are, doing stuff like this, especially on a consistent basis. Reporting people should mean something, whatever. It doesn't mean that people who have a person with 3 friends shouldn't be able to play Premiere or whatever. They absolutely should. Added vote kick immunity for solo players who get matched on the same team with the party of 4. That's pretty funny. So now the 4 people can't troll the 1 or kick him, but now the 1 control the 4. Obviously, it's going to happen less often. I'm sure Valve believes that'll happen less often, but whatever. Still just kind of funny. But I think a good change overall. Adjusted the algorithm for reestablishing CS rating after a period of inactivity in Premiere mode. Great. Awesome. Whatever. We get into some other stuff down in the miscellaneous section. Added adjusted wear values of some stickers to better match CSGO. And when I initially thought about that, I was like, those Rio glitters that everyone was scraping to make borderless stickers or fake borderless stickers, whatever, it sounds like those might be in some trouble. But again, we'll take a look at some stuff to see if that is actually the case. But first, we have what is actually getting changed in this patch, and here are some clips. This guy is in some kind of tool. I don't really know exactly how all it works, but he's saying Valve fixed the animation delay, aka that input lag, and he has some before and after clips of what it looked like, showing exactly how the input lag looked there, and now how, much clearer and cleaner it looks where, yes, the things are actually happening on that next frame, and it's actually feeling a lot smoother. It's actually feeling like things are making a lot more sense. My cat is about to knock over everything on my desk. But yeah, just some before and after clips showing, previously how it felt like there was a little bit of an input lag and things were like a little bit behind, a little bit of a frame behind, but now everything is actually happening on that exact next frame, which again, that should help opping, that should help sprays of stuff like the AK, which I know people have had a lot of trouble with and everything. It shouldn't really change too much in the game, I don't believe, but it should make it feel smoother and look smoother and feel like it makes more sense, which I think is great. And whatever, whether you think it's a good change, bad change, meaningless, meaningful, whatever, they did change something. We can see from some of these people. But yeah, if you want to go check out this video, it's on the this is the Global Offensive subreddit. This should be very noticeable when omping. We'll give it a try later. Also when rifling. So whatever. People are happy with these changes so far. Again, another video, maybe even from the same guy, who says animations, muzzle flashes, and tracers indeed start on the next frame/subtick. That's great. Things are working as intended so far. We have the Reddit thread for the Global Offensive subreddit, and people just really, really excited, really happy. Again, so far, anything regarding CS2, all the new patches, the new updates, the gameplay, everything has been so negative. But finally, you have the top comments on these threads that are like, great update. It's a banger for sure. Just played a match and it feels crispy. Actually, banger of an update. Great update. It's everything's positive. And again, this is amazing. No matter how you are involved in the CS community, this is great. If you're an investor, hey, cool. That's awesome. The game's going to be good. The game's going to be fixed. Hopefully, this will bring back players. Hopefully, this will be able to increase the player base in the future. This isn't an update that is going to increase the player base overnight. Some person who's on the fence about playing CS2, or a player who's never played CS2 before, or an old CS player returning to the game, they're not going to be like, oh, animations, muzzle flashes, and tracers start at the next frame and subtick. I'm reinstalling CSGO or CS2 or whatever. No, but this does mean later on down the road, when a good update comes out, or an operation, or new skins, or new cases, or whatever, and that brings people back to the game will be in a better state where it's not going to piss them off or feel like garbage and trash and then make them leave the game. So again, I don't think there's anything that's necessarily going to explode the player base overnight, and we haven't seen the market skyrocket, and we haven't seen the player base increase just yet, but this is setting that foundation for when eventually the game does start bringing in new players, that it will be able to keep them and keep them in the ecosystem in better rates, and keep them in for longer, which I think will be great. So short term, this probably doesn't mean a whole lot, except unless you play the game. But if you do play the game, congratulations. Seems like a great update. If you don't play the game, I still think this is setting the foundation for the long term. And obviously, if you're an esport fan or player or team or whatever, this is great. You want the game to feel better. You want the game to make more sense and everything. But then we get into some of the sticker stuff as well. Zeusper tweeted out this. He said, adjusted wear values of some stickers to better match CSGO. He said, I need to check this now. Pickle tweeted out that the Frosty is fixed. I didn't even really know this was a sticker. Apparently, this is something people are having an issue with. Great. He says it's fixed. Zeusper says, let's fucking go. Awesome. Cool. Whatever. Some people said rip Rio stickers, and from everything that I've seen and heard so far on Reddit and Twitter, everyone is saying that the Rio stickers are still fine. So if you had one of those, fake borderless Rio stickers, it seems like those haven't been changed yet. That doesn't mean they're never going to be changed, but at least so far you seem to still be okay. And overall, it seems like they fixed scratched Katos a little bit, because it seems like they fixed DreamHack 13s and scraped Katos. It seems like that's what everyone's saying everywhere. So if those are things you were worried about as far as the scraping or scratching or whatever, seems like those are some of the changes. Obligatory CS2 sticker wear update. I purchased a crap skin with a bunch of Rio stickers to test the changes. Fully scratched Rio stickers look unchanged. Scratch Kato 14 build is still fucked beyond repair, but the DreamHack 13 is fixed. Some people saying the Katos are fixed, some people not. Scratch Kato 14 sticker, no white outlines now, whatever. So I don't know. Overall, I was not ready, and I think a lot of people weren't ready for a big update this good this soon. We've been asking for awesome changes, and again, not only is this a great update, which is great news, but it also shows that Valve cares. Valve is actively trying. Valve is actively doing things. They care about the future of the game, which we already knew, obviously, but it also shows that they are able to make meaningful changes, meaningful fixes, and get this game closer and closer and closer to the state that everyone expected it to be sooner. But again, better late than never. Great changes are coming. This is great news. This is awesome. This is exciting for everyone in the CS community. Obviously, I played the game a little bit. I don't play the game a ton. Still, I played it. It feels great. But as mostly an investor and a content creator and all that stuff, this is still very, very exciting, even though most of these changes are in-game. But that's what we need. We need great in-game changes to make all this stuff work. The economy, the ecosystem, investing, collecting, none of that stuff works if the game is trash. They're making the game better. That's great. Thank you, Gabe, and thank you, Valve, whatever. But still, there is plenty more work to do, but at least this is a step in the right direction. Pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.